I don't want to hear anybody ever tell me that you don't try books. All right. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In August, I just got done reading. We're jumping right into it. Forget introductions. I just got done reading the Drowning Empire series by Andrea Stewart. Banger. Archive review coming soon. Then I decided, okay, I don't know what else to read right now. So let me just go back into my sample bag. So I found a few samples on Amazon. I read 4 of them to decide what I wanted to read for August. And I just wanted to share with you guys what I thought about those samples, what I'm actually reading, and what I'm putting off. I also lost my Kindle for like 5 minutes before I tried to make this video, and I was like, where is it? I can't find it. I was looking for 5 minutes, and then I did the whole backtrack thing. I was like, oh, it's on my couch when I was reading the samples. It's all coming together. My Kindle's also on 9%, so I really have to rush through this thing. The first sample that I read was Fireborn, part of the the Aurelian Cycle trilogy by Rosaria Munda. And this was a recommendation that I got from Andy Reid's. I got it on Threads, but I know she's talked about it a lot on TikTok and stuff too. And as a fellow Demon King Seven Realms enthusiast and voracious reader, she also recommended Aurelian Cycle. So I thought I'd read it, and it's basically about a how do I put this? It's basically about this kid who sees his entire, family die before him when the kingdom is basically taken over in a coup. And the current first protector of the rebels, or the leader of the coup, keeps that kid there and shows him, or in front of him, like kills his dad and all that stuff. That's basically where it starts. So kid is orphaned, and then we flash forward all the way until now kid is 16, 17, with his current friends. They're all in the Riders Academy. They're all dragon riders, and we're thrown smack dab into the middle of a tournament to decide the next first rider, the next lieutenant. Completely forgot what the lieutenant was called. And the first protector could be the next successor, the second protector even. So we get thrown right in there to all of that stuff, and I ate this up. I ate that shit up. It was so cool. I loved every single part of it. And I'm 100%. I already finished Fireborn. Banger book. I need to start book 2 here soon. The next book I read was The Last Shadow Knight, which is part of I believe, the Shadow Knight trilogy. The Shadow Knights trilogy by Michael Webb. So, Michael Webb wrote this. Really, it's not super interesting, but it's more so just kind of there, all right? So, The Last Shadow Knight is a story the prologue starts with the Shadow Knights and then leads into the actual story. So, you have this orphaned kid. And as you can see, I don't remember. I'm not good with names at all, so I don't remember names at all. You have this orphaned kid and his orphaned friend. As you can see, there's an orphan theme here in a lot of these novels. You have this orphaned kid and his orphaned friend who are trying to steal something out of a market, or out of the merchant's house at night while the merchant is away. They get into the wrong house. They get into the house next door, the accountant's house, and the accountant wakes up, calls the guards. They try to run away, and one thing leads to another, and this orphaned kid is now left alone because something happened to his orphaned friend. This kid is now alone. He's like, what do I do? Oh, he sees this other house that looks empty. He's going to try and go and steal something from this one house he finds empty, only to realize it's the house of one of the last Shadow Knights, or the last Shadow Knight, rather. And that's kind of where the story goes. It was cool. Not super, interesting, intriguing. If I didn't have other books to read, I might read it. But that was just what I got from the sample. The next thing I read was The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I've been wanting to read this for so long, and I've heard mixed things on the internet about it. And I actually have friends. I went to a party a couple of weeks ago, and I had a couple of friends who said they'd read it, and they liked it, they enjoyed it. So I really wanted to give it a try. So I read the sample. Orphaned girl. Basically, she gets a visit from the son of a now deceased man who is aggressively filthy, dirtily, immensely rich. And he is one of 4 grandsons, and he tells her, are you insert name here? I've forgotten her name already. She's like, yeah. Do you know insert grandfather name here? No. Well, he left you his name was included in your will. And so we need you to come with us so we can read the will. And that's where her life starts, or that's where the next chapter of her life starts, is going to this massive mansion, meeting, the grandsons, meeting the daughter-in-laws, meeting the sons, the daughters, it's like the whole family, because she's the only one I think who's not a part of the family from what I got in this sample so far. But regardless of how the sample was, I was going to read it anyway. This just solidified the fact that it's going to be a different ass vibe for me, because I don't read books like this. So I'm super excited to read that. I'll probably read it after Fireborn. It just depends on when I get through Fireborn. This might be a September or a November book. But it is now officially on my list because I've read the sample. Somehow my Kindle is now on 10% instead of 9. The last book I read was The Power of Five. Power of Five, Book 1 by Alex Liddell. So, this book is about phase. I don't know anything about phase. So, I was like, you know what, Arish, if you're feeling feisty, hop into the Fae world, see what's up, see what's going on there. And I saw what's up. I saw what was going on there. I have no clue what's going on in there, but I'm kind of interested just to read the first book and see how it goes. I got enough of that from the sample. We have 4 Fae men who are part of this group of, that's not what they're called, but I'm just going to call them the Guardians of the Fae world, is what it seems like. And one of their Guardian guys has died. And the magic, apparently, the Fae magic, chooses the next Guardian. And these Fae men can feel it, but the person who's chosen apparently couldn't feel it. And the person who was chosen was a woman. Her name is Lara. So now it's 4 men and 1 woman. We know where that's going, somehow, some way. I don't even know what this book is about. I don't know if there's any spice or romance in it. I'm just assuming that there is. But that's the power of Fae. I don't know when I'll read that. It's on my list. Maybe I'll read it eventually. It's there. So those are the 4 that I read. Loved Fireborn, so I'm going to read Fireborn, Inheritance Games, probably Power of 5, even before I ever get to Shadow, like The Last Shadow Knight. I might not even ever read The Last Shadow Knight, to be honest, if more books come the way. I might not read The Power of 5 if more books come the way. But the Fireborn, I'm definitely reading book 2 right now, because I just finished Memory of Souls, and I will get to Inheritance Games probably next month after Arazan's Wolves, which is book 6 of the Ranger's Apprentice series. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books, or if you have any recommendations along the same lines as these books that you want to recommend, and I will check them out later. Peace!